Let's be honest. Academic research papers can look pretty intimidating. They often seem really dense and full of complex language. So in this explainer, we're going to break down their standard structure to help you read and understand them with a lot more confidence.
If you've ever felt that way, you are definitely not alone. Many students find these papers difficult to get through. But here's the good news. There's a simple way to make sense of them once you know what to look for.
You can think of it like this. Every research paper has a kind of hidden map inside. And this map is the standard structure that nearly all academic articles follow. Once you learn how to see this map, navigating any paper becomes so much easier.
So let's take a look at this map. It's built on 4 main sections that you'll find in almost every single research paper, guiding you from the very beginning all the way to the end.
And here they are. Most papers follow this clear 4-part structure: introduction, methods, results, and discussion. Now, sometimes the names might be a little different, but their function is always the same. Understanding the role of each section is really the key to reading any academic paper effectively.
Let's start with the first section, the introduction. This part is all about answering the question, why? It explains the motivation for the research and really makes a case for why this study was so necessary. The introduction works like a funnel. It starts out really broad, giving you general background information. Then it slowly narrows its focus. It reviews what other researchers have already discovered, points out something that's missing, what we call a gap in the knowledge, and finally it states the specific question this paper is going to investigate. A really good introduction convinces you that this research is important.
Next up, we have the methods section. This part tells you exactly how the researchers conducted their study. The best way to think of the methods section is like a recipe. It gives you all the details: who was studied, the exact steps that were followed, and how the information was collected and analyzed. Now, the crucial thing here is that this section has to be so clear and detailed that another scientist could repeat the experiment perfectly. When you're reading, ask yourself, is this clear enough? If important details seem to be missing, that could be a weakness of the paper.
All right, the final 2 sections are where we get to see the findings and what they mean. First, the results section tells us what the study found. And then the discussion section explains, so what those findings mean. They are very different, so let's look at each one. It is so important to understand the difference here. The results section gives you only the objective facts, the raw data, often presented in tables or charts. This part is strictly about the numbers and the statistical findings, with no interpretation. The discussion, on the other hand, is where the authors step in to explain what they believe those facts actually mean.
So the discussion section does a few key things. The authors summarize their main findings, they offer explanations, and they compare the results to what other studies have found. They also have to acknowledge the study's limitations, because no study is perfect, and they often suggest ideas for future research. As a critical reader, you should always be asking, do the conclusions they present here actually follow logically from the data they showed in the results?
Now that we've walked through all 4 parts, let's put it all together and summarize our map for reading research papers.
This table is really the simplest way to remember the whole structure. As you read any paper, just ask these 4 simple questions for each section: why, how, what, and so what. This approach will help you navigate any academic article and find the information you need much more quickly and efficiently. So the next time you open up a research paper, just remember this 4-part map. Using it will help you approach your reading assignments with more confidence, understand the material on a deeper level, and ultimately write much better summaries of your own.